This is the story of two boozy moments in presidential history. The first, October 23, 1995, Hyde Park, New York, at a press conference between US President Bill Clinton and Russian President Boris Yeltsin. Oh, you remember him. Throughout the day, the two leaders had been engaged in long and difficult talks over a Bosnian peace agreement. And throughout the day, President Yeltsin had reportedly been throwing back glass after glass of white wine, and that's what we know about. When the two men finally appeared before the cameras, a visibly drunk Yeltsin attacked the media for, as he put it, calling the summit a disaster.
Вы провалились.
Well, now for the first time, I can tell you that you're a disaster.
Be sure you get the right attribution there.
A senior aide later wrote that President Clinton had gone to the extent of doubling over with laughter just to cover for how hammered the Russian president was. If both leaders appeared to be clowning around, the thinking went, Yeltsin's drunkenness wouldn't be the only takeaway of the high-stakes summit. Yeltsin, by the way, also once reportedly drunk-dialed Clinton to propose a secret bilateral on a submarine. But that's a story for another time. Fast forward to July 30, 2009, and a stilted but still spirited diplomatic affair.
In the Rose Garden today, the three men who ignited a national firestorm over racial profiling sat down for a beer. Harvard professor Henry Louis Gates and police sergeant James Crowley, who arrested Gates in his own home, were invited by the president to talk about lowering the temperature on race.
It was the famous Obama Beer Summit. Did not, alas, heal the country's centuries-old racial divides, that's clear. But it was an important PR test for America's first black president, just months into his first term. And it's telling that when the going got awkward, President Obama turned to alcohol to bring everyone back to the table. Then Vice President Biden, himself a lifelong teetotaler, sipped a non-alcoholic beer. And therein lies the yin and yang of alcohol's role in high-level diplomacy, not to mention in society at large. It's a dangerous drug that has ruined countless lives, derailed many a global summit. But it's also humanity's oldest social lubricant, an elixir that can fuel diplomatic breakthroughs well into the wee hours of the night. As Winston Churchill once said, "I've taken more out of alcohol than alcohol has taken out of me." Booze is also big business. Estimates vary, but the global market for alcohol is near $2 trillion, with the United States spending well into the hundreds of billions every year. 8 in 10 Americans polled by the National Institute of Health in 2019 said that they'd had a drink at some point in their lives. Well, yeah. And 1 in 4 said they'd engaged in binge drinking in the past month. Now that's a high number. The pandemic has accelerated these trends because what goes better with depression-inducing lockdown than alcohol? Nearly a quarter of Americans saying they drunk more over the past year due to stress. And we're paying the price. From 1997 to 2017, the number of alcohol-related deaths in the United States doubled. It's now more than 70,000 a year. It's not just us. Globally, alcohol consumption has been steadily increasing as well by over 70% between 1990 and 2017, according to one report. Low and middle-income nations like Vietnam, India, and China a driving force behind that trend, with drinking in Southeast Asia rising by over 34% between 2010 and 2017. And yet, amidst this global booze boom, the world has only grown more and more divided. Key global alliances have weakened, and here in the United States, we still can't even agree on who won the last election. I mean, I know, you know, but we can't agree. If drinking is supposed to bring us together, why are we growing so far apart?